What is up? What is up? YouTube, man, I got a cold. Oh my God, I got a head cold, man. I'm stuffed up and everything. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Diddy, not no good and well. Hey, I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell, tunnels under his house, and he can't make bail. Diddy is on strike 2 with the phone calls, man. Come on, man. Diddy don't even realize, he just finding out that he behind bars. That's how much drugs he been doing. He still thinking, wait a minute, I can get out of this. I can get out of this. I can do this. I can, you know what? We can. You can't make bail. Don't worry about it. I got more things to do. We're gonna appeal. No, you done lost the appeal. Don't worry about it. I got more things I can do. I can bring ones into the jail. Or I can make illegal phone calls. I can drink out the toilet. I can do all this stuff. Sit down, dog. You in jail. And he's still trying. People still saying he gonna get out. Diddy gonna walk right out that door. I remember a whole year ago. Diddy gonna walk out that door in about 10 minutes. Bullshit. Come on, cousin. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Look here, man. Don't forget, before the stage is coming real soon, man. I'm working as hard as I can. I think next weekend, that because we just had a weekend. Next weekend will be our last auditions to start. We're gonna keep the auditions going. Anyway, long story short, Diddy on strike 2, man. Illegal calls made from jail. Officials suspect criminal activity. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Tisha Tell's gonna give you hell. Tisha Tell gonna give you hell. I got the Tisha Tell t-shirts right outside the door. I was gonna bring them in, but let's go.
Breakfast Club letting us know that everybody's lying. TMZ is lying. Everybody's lying, and your dad never, ever did those horrible things with the toilet wine. Too bad for you. I know you don't read and listen to. I know Christian Combs probably don't read and listens to everything his daddy tells him. Unfortunately, the rest of us do read. The rest of us do know how the borough prisons go. And the rest of us do know, baby, this has to be all cap because nothing is making sense in their story. And we're going to get into this, y'all. Welcome to a special Tuesday morning live. Baby, I don't know if Diddy's ever getting out of MDC. I don't know if he's going to make it through that program because he has been caught breaking the rules again. And we're not talking about the toilet wine. He has been caught making unauthorized calls, probably to tell Christian to go on the Breakfast Club with a denial. Now, listen, we're going to get into the calls because that in itself is hilarious. I promise you don't know these details. But can we also talk about these rumors? Hey, good morning, Crystal D. Can we also talk about these rumors that Diddy, in fact, was not drinking? And I say they're rumors because follow the bouncing ball. There is a reason that Diddy's family is coming out with these denials and not Diddy's legal team. And baby, he got a big legal team. 20 million reasons for us to believe he has a legal team. There's a reason why Diddy's family is coming out and saying this and not the lawyers. There's a reason, and they're saying there's something going on, and there is an active investigation at the BOP. Y'all, let's get into all of that. The Borough of Prisons is what we call Diddy's, the home of Lord Pervert. Diddy, where do we start at? All right, let's start with Christian with the Breakfast Club lashing out and letting us know, boy, if you don't did Christian go to college? I know Justin did. Justin needs to see if he can homeschool Christian because Christian needs to go to school. Morning, Dopey. Morning, Watching the World. Hey, what's up, Mel? Watching the World 777. Morning, Empress 444. I
thought I was the only one, man. That little boy, they talking about the one that can't close his mouth. Man, get out of here. That's my bad, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. They said 50 Cent said the boy can't close his mouth. I thought I was the. Did he go to college? I never thought about that. Did he go to college? Y'all know Uncle Mike went to college. I wanted to drop out, but I got an associate's degree in criminal justice. I wanted to do right to people, man. Help people. Don't hurt people. I'm allergic to jail, baby. But wait a minute. She said, wait a minute.
Heart Aorta and undercover news networks. Listen, let's get into this. Okay, where do you want to start? First, let's start with the Breakfast Club interview.
No. Let's go back to this dago. She said, wait a minute.
Lashing out
What's this?
and letting us know, boy, if you don't did Christian go to college? I know Justin did. Justin needs to see if he can homeschool Christian because
oh my God. That little boy. Did he go to college? Because he went to a doctor to get the white out of his eyes. And he marketed and promoted that. Yeah, my eyes was looking kind of yellow. So I wanted to get the doctor to say, yeah. So what about your album? Oh, yeah, maybe I should be promoting my album too. Yeah, don't forget my album coming out. Oh, my God, y'all weak. I think weakness is what the younger generation wants. We're going to find out before the stage. We're going to find out. I should leave him alone because he might end up being on before the stage. God dang. Oh, my God.
Christian needs to go to school. Morning, Dopey. Morning, watching the world. Let's get into this. Okay, where do you want to start? First, let's start with the Breakfast Club interview.
Okay,
or do you want to
Club.
start where Diddy caught breaking the rules again? And we're not talking about the toilet wine. All right, let's get into this.
Wine.
Let's actually start with the second breaking the rules because I swear to God, I really don't know how he's going to make it till the end of his. So I don't know how he's going to make it on parole. Diddy has not even been in jail for 7 business days. He has not been in Fort Dix for 7 business days. He has allegedly
hold up,
broken the rules 2, maybe 3 times. 1, the alleged toilet wine incident. Diddy's family completely denies it. Diddy's lawyers have not. There's a reason for that.
Hold on, my bad. Hold on, my bad.
Coles. Remember the same message?
Hold up, y'all. I thought this was new. This is old. I'm gonna look for why this is going. This is 8 months ago. She did this 8 months ago.
That's that he was doing in the MDC, or he would not pay attention to the rules. Well, guess what, y'all? Guess what? Diddy is also doing that in Fort Dix. This man don't got any shame. And they got the nerve to say he's working next to the chaplain because he wants us to know that he's not on prison duty with the clothes. This man's ego is going to be the end of him. I don't care what anybody says. All right, let's get into the first thing. Let's get into the one I find the funniest thing, right? What's up, Monique? Grand Rising. What's going on? Also, what's up, Nola? Sunflower. And also Maya Tex Uru. Cookies in the jar. Diddy got his hands in the cookie jar. All right. First, let's start. And this is directly from his spokesperson. And I don't know. Not his lawyers, but his spokesperson. Okay. Diddy's team says that they have, he has denied the prison story. 1 second, let me find this. Oh, here we go. This is exclusive.
That's right. What the heck going on here? What you doing, cuz? That joint is, there's no way in the world she can be hitting that joint like that. She gone. All right, y'all. I'm pulling up another one. Wait a minute. Y'all bear with me. That's them. People talk about they got a nerve to talk about my videos. Jesus. Oh, what?
Okay, now I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Can y'all hear me now? I think y'all can hear me now. Hello. Okay, wait. I'm still frozen? No, I'm not.
No, they got to get
Hold on.
time. 15 seconds before anything happens.
Okay, now I'm good. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me.
Damn.
Right? Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
Not guilty. Okay.
Put a 1. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay, I'm back. Okay, they was trying to shut me down.
Oh my God.
They've been doing voodoo on me. I swear to God. Pray, y'all. Pray for the unborn children. Anyway, let's get into this, all right? I'm back. I'll cut this out. If you're watching live right now, I'll cut out the old part. All right, let's go, right?
Right.
This is an exclusive from CBS News.
God, I hit click. Dude, I swear I clicked on that thing 3-4 times. Anyway, that's information that's way too old information. But oh my God. Okay, check this out.
Live. Okay, you guys, listen. We got to talk. I know what's going over the weekend. This is proof of life, meaning Tisa. Listen, what is going on with Diddy's harem? Is it shrinking? Do they need more money? Is the rent due? Do they? Listen, what are we talking about today? 1, Cardi is not done dragging Stefan. I know he wishes he had told Pre to stay at home, or at the very least for her not to wear red and wear a nice little neutral fit. Then Diddy just got super bad news about his appeal. At least this is what legal experts are saying, or legal analysis. Young Miami is talking about she finally raised her standards, maybe. And on top of that, Gina is up on Instagram Live giving love advice to Cassie. Now listen, no shade to Gina. Girl, I don't want no advice you have to give. But the interesting is she's like talking about snitching, implied it might have been Young Miami. We are going to decode this. But here's the thing. Some people are saying this is a scheme set up by Todd. And low-key, Gina might be trying to make sure she gets some money to clean those carpets on her floor. All right, y'all, let's get into this. Hi, everybody. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Life was lifing, but I am back. You can expect uploads and deep dives this week. And as we move into better days,
my lord, are you wonder?
I'll get regular. But life was lifing. But you know, listen, what is up, Queen B More? How you doing? Hey, what's up, Matterpotus? What's up, Capital City? Hey, Sharma, Mercedes. Hey, let's see. Oh, you're good. I'm glad to hear that, Crucial. Okay, AD Tony, what is up? Paula Smith, what's up? Okay, let's get into this. And Sharma Ellis, what's up? Sugar Spice, what is up? Yes, Queen B More. Gina is getting money to rent. You know, in Home Depot, they used to rent, like, do they still do that? Those steamers to steam your carpets and your couches, and halfway through when you rented them, because you always did it on move out, not for carpet. Nobody's had carpet since, I don't know what, 2005, but on the couches, and halfway through, you're like, damn, I should just let the landlord take the deposit, because this don't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You ever try to be cheap and then you realize why people get paid the big bucks? Okay, so where do we want to start? Let's start with Gina. Or do you want to start with Diddy and the bad news about his appeal? Which one? Well, first of all, legal experts are saying that appeal is 100% going to be denied. But more importantly, they're saying the reason it's going to be denied is because Diddy's kids, and by kids, I mean Christian, is out here in the street acting stupid, mentioning Jane Doe, going after perceived victims, doing this, doing that. No, I think he's doing this at his father's behest. I still think that Diddy might be in Fort Dix. Despite the name, I do not think that Diddy is getting the type of dicks that in Fort Dix that he feels powerful. I think before he thought he would be out a lot sooner. I think he thought he would be getting more respect. But apparently they're saying that as much as Diddy is fronting, he is not doing too well locked up, okay? And they are saying that even though Diddy might need to just chill, because at the end of the day, appeal judges, here's the thing people don't realize about appeal judges, or maybe y'all do, but we gonna go over it for the people that don't, okay? Because I was how old when I learned? Appeal judges don't go over the facts again. Anybody that thinks, and I know the Didiots, right? Shout out to Chaos Forever. The Didiots somehow think they gonna go up in there and be like, Cassie was a hoe. Jane was stupid. Blah, 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 blah. And the judges are gonna be like, you're right. Judge Aaron was wrong, not guilty. That's not the way appeals work. Appeal judges only look to see, they don't decide fact. The jury decided fact. They only look to see, did the judge follow procedure? That's all they care about. Did the judge follow procedure? Was there any legal precedence for what he did? And a lot of times, even if there's no legal precedence, they look and they're like, well, did he do something so egregious? Judge Aaron was very conservative with Diddy's sentencing. And y'all remember, I was a little bit disappointed. But when you see the legal mastery that he did, right? He made it so he held Diddy accountable. As much as Diddy's were outside the courtroom talking about, yeah, Diddy, you know, like they really thought it was like Monsters Ball. They was like, yeah, we bring a domestic abuse back in this B. Okay, right? All right. A lot of, well, let me not start, y'all know I have my issues with people there. And every time I try to sub someone, 300 nobodies that I don't even know exist, but talk shit about me, somehow think I'm talking to them. So I try not to throw subs to people. But a lot of down low men had an issue with me. A lot of short men had issues with me. There were a lot of Napoleon complex. There were a lot of men and old bitter pick-me's that didn't get chose back then. And damn sure ain't getting chose now. Even on my worst day, they was still on their knees barking like they wanted it. While these pick-me's were like, yeah, I can't. Please.
You go, anyway, girl. Do your thing.
Life has been lifing, so I'm trying to keep things on a higher level. I remember I called some like man, I use that term closely, man whose breath stank. And rightfully so. And I said, you mad you don't got money to go to the dentist because like whatever. And I was like, if you have grills, that might attract women. But when they come this close, they realize you do not have money. But then I figured out, you ain't doing this for the men. You ain't doing this for the women anywhere. And I called him a broke ninja. And some dummy was like, I heard teachers say the N-word. You dumb B. I'm black. Dumb.
Man, get out of here. I'm going to let you know right now. You better be lucky I wasn't up there, girl. I'll be like, girl, look, you don't know me. I don't know you, but I got your back. I'd have been like, whatever you say, I'm on your side. F them Bammers. Who you want to go after? Point them out. Just, you ain't got a pointer. You can just go. You know what I'm saying? I got your back, baby. I'm from the streets. And I don't mind proving it. I'm a little old now, though. Maybe that's why the Lord ain't let me be up there.
Anyway, you
go, girl. Talk to him. Talk to him.
I had an issue that there was a bunch of high yellow Chris Brown ninjas out there saying I wasn't black. Ninja, you lighter than me in the wintertime. Are you saying I'm not black? Listen, yes, we doing this in Black History Month. If you're not black, shut your ears. Shut your ears. This is family talk, right? Anyway, they from the family I don't fuck with. They from the father's side of the family. You know what?
She said, oh my God, hold up. She said, they from the side of the family I don't fuck with. Sometimes you got to cuss. They from that side of the family I don't fuck with. Bullshit. Yeah, you right. Sometimes I got a cousin of mine that called me up to me some, hey, cousin, let me hold $18. I got this chick I'm great to take. $18? First of all, what chick you taking out on a date for $18? I must be looking at the wrong dates. My dates, I couldn't even tip somebody for $18. I couldn't even leave a tip for $18. They would laugh at me. I'll call y'all back on that one, man. Here we go.
It's in Black History Month. If you're not black, shut your ears. Shut your ears. This is like This is family talk, right? Anyway, they from the family I don't fuck with. They from the father's side of the family.
The
You know what it
father's
is?
side.
You know, there's the mother's side and there's the father's side. They from the father's side of the family, you know. Love my daddy, but you know there's a difference between father's side and the mother's side, right? So anyway, just in like whatever. No, they like distant cousins, right? They distant cousins. The one that you see them at the family reunion, you're like, you lucky we related. Anyway, right? So
Oh my God.
listen. So anyway, they somehow think the trial. It's not. Judge Aaron was very conservative, and they get back on point, right? Because they get back on point, right? Believe it or not, the way they acted after the trial, it seemed like shocked. The mild-mannered Judge Aaron shocked him. As much as people that weren't there because they was busy like playing in like the little courtyard and never went up to the courtroom, right? As much as people said it didn't happen, the people that were there knows what happens. They blocked off the courthouse. What does that mean? In the courthouse, you can walk up on the street, you can walk through the courtyard, and you can go through, there's two front entrances, there's one back entrance, but you can walk in between. When they sectioned off the courthouse, and I realized they wouldn't know this because they was never there. They was always playing hooky, like the bad kids in school that couldn't graduate. You know, the kids that played hooky, but it's because they were so smart that they didn't need to be there and they was going to graduate anyway. They were like, we don't care. We'll take a B or C. We don't need to show up. And then there were the kids that was bad that played hooky and they like literally weren't going to pass 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you need to be in school and you can't sit in the back of class. You need to be in the front of the class, paying attention, taking notes. The teacher needs to work with you extra hard, right?
Extra hard,
so
cousin.
What they did was they blocked off the 2 entrances in the front, and they blocked off the back entrance, and they blocked off the courtyard. So anybody who's been in New York knows, instead of just being able to cut through the courtyard, you had to leave out the back and walk all the way around the New York City block, which was like about an 8 to 10 minute walk all the way around the city block. When you got to the front entrances, they had barricades, and you had to go stand across the street. That's where all the news vans were, and that's where we were filming, and lots of YouTubers and media were filming either across the street from the front entrance. You could try to do it by the back entrance, but they weren't playing that. They wanted everybody cleared out from even across the street in the back entrance, because that was in the back entrance, that was also the back of another courthouse. So they were like, just get out of here. Like, just get out of here, you know? And that's where all the lawyers and the marshals and everybody was leaving from too. So anyway, from the front entrance, you know, when I said they blocked it off, I didn't mean it was like 9/11, but they blocked off all the entrances and they would only let people be across the street. You couldn't even be on the same sidewalk that the courthouse was on. You had to go across the street and do a zoom in. When that happened, I talked to the people that worked in the security, the U.S. Marshals. They were like, they don't remember that ever happening. And it literally, I think that Diddy's little, Your Honor, I promise, I just want to help the youth in Harlem, right? He fell for it, right? He fell for it. And lots of people fell for Diddy, right? But when he saw, I believe, when things went crazy, I believe that's when the judge was like, oh, these mofos are crazy. Like literally like crazy. And I think that's when the judge is like, oh no, this ninja got away with it. And I think by the sheer violence, pandemonium, debauchery, and just all in all, shenanigans and hijinks that were going on outside the courthouse, I really do think that played a big role, I think, in the way the justice system treated Diddy after that. In the fact that I think they saw that Diddy was trying to make it seem like, yo, because Diddy knew what he was doing. I'm bigger than this. I inspire the youth. I got Harlem on my back.
Yeah, right.
Inspire the youth.
That's what the problem is. You think you
what
did
are
something.
the little midget black boys and DL black men and abusers? What are they gonna do without me? But back then he was making it seem like he put the whole city right? Like he put the whole city on his back. So hold on, I'm getting to my point, but can I tell my story? Hold on, I'll get to you in a second. I'm getting to my point. So anyway, I hope y'all like this is wash day or you washing your house. This is gonna be a long live. Haven't seen y'all in a minute. So I think that the court system believed they knew that I think they were like, yo, Diddy got so much power, so much influence. And Judge Aaron said, if you can rehabilitate and do the right thing, this could be so powerful for your community. And I'm sitting there saying, what if they got any black prosecutors on? I mean, those girls did the best they could. And I'm not going to make it about race, but I will make it about cultural knowledge. The fact that anybody that knows about hip hop culture is like, Diddy did what for his community? Is his community hoeing in the south of France? Is his community like, what's his community? Giving Christian money to go grape people on the yacht? Like, what is his community? Everybody that knows about hip hop culture knows Diddy, almost every artist you've been with, at least that I can remember, accused you of being a robber, a coward, a this, a that. Like Diddy, like everybody, a bad boy deal, I believe, had notoriety to it. You know, not in the beginning, but I mean afterwards when they saw what they did to Total, to 112, to Day 26, to Danity Kane, to all these people, right? To Mace. Listen to what the Mace got to say about Diddy and Diddy's mama. Listen to Kurt Burns. Anyway, I think that the court believed Diddy and his power and his reach. And in that moment, it worked in his favor. However, I think when he won and they went on demon time, and I do believe that all his supporters were directed, because I believe that Diddy has a cruel streak. It's not enough to be mad. He wants to like demean people, punish people for defying him, right? That's has Scorpio in him. You know, an undeveloped Scorpio, not the mature ones, but the undeveloped. And I believe, because it was so coordinated, that they instructed them to go after everyone. Because, yeah, we won, victory lap. But they didn't realize you didn't win. Yeah, the jury, and we saw what was up with those dummies, some of them alleged dummies, in my opinion. I'm not saying they are dummies. I'm saying that if we find out that they are the dumbest people in the world, I would not be surprised in that. They appear to be dummies to me from my thing. Anyway, shout out to Councilman Eric Mays. May he rest in peace. Anyway, right? So I believe that those people, they showed what Diddy's power was, but they also showed that he is the demon king. And I think they realized, wait, if Diddy walks free, because when you have to send an example. And that's why sometimes when you get caught with stuff, right? Everybody might get away with it, but when you get caught, they got to make an example out of you. Because you do have power, you do have influence. They got to make an example out of you. So I believe that they saw Diddy's influence and his power, and he has a lot, right? And I think that's when they're like, oh, no. Because the sheer violence, the screaming, the aftermath, the chaos, the baby oil parties, like all this shit. I think it was just like, oh my God, what did we do? I think. Anyway, Judge Aaron made a very conservative ruling. When he denied him bail, I knew what time it was. And they're like, yeah, we won. I said, bitch, how? You got denied bail. And he's in charge of sentencing. This does not bode well for you. And I was right? I hope you enjoyed that victory. Hope you enjoyed that victory dance, because you was dancing all over Diddy's freedom grave. So anyway, Judge Aaron issued a ruling. And he is very meticulous. He knows the law like the back of his hand. He was so young working as a Supreme Court clerk, right? That is the LeBron James of lawyering, right? Judge Aaron is not any dummy. So I think that Judge Aaron was very, very, very careful about the sentencing, about what and tying up all his loose ends, issuing rulings, giving Diddy so much leeway. I think too much leeway, but what do I know? Because at the end of the day, they are now trying to overturn Judge Aaron's ruling. But the only way he can overturn it is by saying he did something wrong procedurally. Because within the bounds of the law, he was right to make the ruling the way he did. He was right to say what he did. He had a legal right to do it. Judges get a wide breath. He even could have sentenced Diddy to up to 10 years. He chose to do something that was less than half. He chose to give a conservative sentence that was harsher than Diddy wanted, but way less, which means the odds of it being overturned are 0.001%. Now, how did Diddy's kids, and by kids, I mean Christians, dumbass posting, according to legal experts, really ruin Diddy's chance of appeal? Simple. Appeal judges do have leeway. But we see in the Diddy case, to say that judges, it's like saying doctors don't see you as human. They just see a patient standing in front of them. No, I know plenty of doctors, and they were the first to say that if doctors find you attractive, they know they're looking at someone attractive. They know, no. Now, they might be able to act professionally, but there is still a human looking at you. Do you see what I'm saying? Doesn't mean they're going to do anything weird, but they are human. They just learn to mask it so that they make you feel comfortable. The same thing with judges, especially appeal judges. Even though appeal judges are like, we're just looking at the facts. The one thing appeal judges do, they hate releasing someone, even if they have good reason to, and then later on finding out they made a mistake. So you go in front of the appeal, you say, I didn't murder anybody. No, not murder. Yeah, I didn't murder anyone. This is unfair, blah, 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 blah. And they overturn it. And then 3 months later, you murk somebody else. The appeal judges hate when that happens. And they don't like taking risks. Somebody like Diddy that is shown or admitted to repeated propensities to violence, to domestic violence, to all this stuff. I don't, and when you go in front of an appeal judge, it's not just one. I think there's 3 to 5 judges and panel, depending on what circuit you're in. I think for Second Circuit, which is the Southern District of New York, I think that it's a 3 panels. 3 judges and panel. So I think it's 3. It's either 3 or up. It has to be 3. Sometimes there's as many as 5. Anyway, right? Those three judges, assuming, they're not going to just take a chance on Diddy unless it's a good chance, unless it's a big chance. Then, right? Then they might actually take a chance on Diddy. But when you see the Monsters Ball, when you see the Diddy, shout out to Chaos Forever, when you see all this shit, right? And then when you see the way Diddy's been acting, because at the end of the day, they're not just looking at Diddy. They're looking at everybody in his camp. That's why Diddy was so mad about the documentary that, by the way, he's not suing for, right? Isn't that interesting? He's not suing for the 50 Cent documentary at all. Now, he's suing HBO, but he's not suing for the 50 Cent documentary. Everybody and their mama saw that documentary. On top of that, appeal judges, they read the room. They're like, okay, how's your camp going? So let's just say you're going up because you murked somebody and you want it overturned. And they look and they publicly see your family harassing the victims, publicly trying to play them, publicly trying to shame them, publicly try to, what many people say, abuse. Christian Combs posted some shit 2 weeks ago about Jane Doe. Yeah, ex Jane Doe. Now, I don't know why, because I do not know who Jane Doe is. But for some reason, he was directing this at 50 Cent, the maker of the Diddy documentary. I do believe that Diddy's children are not allowed to sneeze without his permission. All right? I do believe they're not allowed to sneeze without his permission. And for them to be doing that, all that is being screenshotted and saved by the government. Chef Jordan, she was a potential witness. She did not testify, but she went on a lengthy thing. Witness intimidation, witness tampering, doing this, doing that. There have been claims that the people that Diddy might have, or his team reached out to, have been questioned again about Diddy and what he did to make people too scared to actually testify. The appeals court has access to all this. The government can use it as their case as to why this fool needs to stay in jail. The fact that Christian is out here talking about Jane Doe, directing it at 50 cents, talking about this person, talking about this woman, talking about this woman. I know in Diddy's world and the people that support him, they're down with it. So I wouldn't expect them to actually realize this, but that is a abuse. That is intimidation. That is harassment. It doesn't matter whether you really believe they are sex trafficking victims or not, right? It doesn't matter whether you think the jury got it right or wrong. The only thing that matters is you were not even asked, but you were subpoenaed by the United States of America to sit yourself in the witness stand and tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And the fact that anybody, even this admittedly violent, very weird, closeted, I don't know if he's down low. He's just, I don't know what to call what Diddy was into. I just know it was something that I knew was happening in Sodom and Gomorrah. Before, and the type of ish that Diddy was into, and the violence and the control and the cruelty and the weirdness. I feel like Jesus was said, not even Jesus, God, not even Jesus. Jesus, he was too young. God was like, cover your eyes. I feel like God was just looking at that ish go down in Sodom and Gomorrah. And at the last minute, he saw Diddy stroll out with like a Diddy back then. What do we call him? Diddy Andy. Stroll out from the neck up.
No, don't
neck
say that.
Down, naked, except for some Timbs.
Oh my God.
And I think he saw him beat a woman.
Oh my God.
Then force that woman to smear man juice on him.
Oh
and
my
all
God.
this stuff. And I think God was just like, oh, burn it. Just burn it. But Lord, burn that shit. I think God was like, God was like, they made me curse. I feel like God got a phone call. Hello? It was Lucifer. Lucifer was on the line with God. And God was like, how you get my number? Lucifer was on the phone with God and was like, do you see that ish going on in Sodom and Gomorrah? Do you see the ish they are doing? I think they was gossiping. This mofo got on butt naked over a burqa. Blasphemous. Literally, the devil was like, what is going on up there? And God was like, burn it. I do not have the mental energy to sort through this many layers of like generational trauma. Burn it. That's the type of shit that Diddy was into. Just burn it, right? The whole point is, yes, being freaky is not a crime. Being violently odd, deviant, horny Hannibal Lecter, I think that's what is at the issue, right? Oh, did y'all also hear that Jeffrey Epstein said he wanted nothing to do with Diddy because he looked at Diddy as a competitor? I'll say one thing about Jeffrey Epstein. He was racist, right? If not, him and Diddy would have been a dynamic duo. They'd have been sitting there on Epstein Island. I take the front, you take the back. He would have been helping Jeffrey Epstein put a burqa on. And Jeffrey would have been like, how do you lace these Timbs up? And Diddy would have been like, no, you got the laces too tight, Jeff. Loosen them up like this. Literally, I think they would have been standing there like the dynamic duo, two burqas and Timbs. You take the left, I'll take the right. That I honestly think so. So anyway, at least that's the way I see, right? So again, the devil, Lucifer was on the phone with God, with Diddy talking. Do you see this? Do you see what's going on? This is what you're talking about? This is what you gave them free heckling, trolling God. So what you gave them free will for? That's what you gave them? Good job. Holy Father. Anyway, right? Oh, wait, hold on. What's up, Trishawn? Trishawn said, all right, Tisa, coming through with the natural look, full glamour, natural. Oh, thank you. Hope you thank you. I am. Much less than you, Trishawn. Oh, and Trishawn says, speaking of 50, what's your take on 50 and TIB? My take on 50 and T.I.'s beef is 50 should have never come for Tiny. Like, I'm sick of people going after Tiny for her looks. Like, because honestly, I mean, I'm sick of, like, even if you look like Idris Elba, who else? Who's on my... Anyway, even if you look like the top 10, right? Benicio del Toro, Brad Pitt, Idris Elba, all in the same place. Like, okay, fine, right? But, you know, I think he was wrong to come after Tiny. And honestly, their son, King Song, he ain't no, he is no Christian Combs. Their son's song actually sounded really, really good. I said, oh, you got talent. You are not a Christian Combs. But that said, so I think he was dead wrong for coming after that woman. And King did what anyone would have did if somebody tried to turn his all-seeing eye of trolling on their mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did what he was supposed to do. Now, I did hear that 50 Cent is thinking about making a surviving T.I. and Tiny. And what can I say? I think that Atlanta clique is into some very freaky things. And I think that, I hope to God it's all consensual. These little young girls, semi-young girls, I just hope everything's consensual, and I hope that they don't have any skeletons in their closet. And I'm not saying they do. I just think that, but at the end of the day, King did what anybody would have did when they was talking about their mama. I don't even know how Tiny got pulled into the conversation. How did you wake up and find a picture of Tiny and want to post about it? Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, I just didn't understand that. I don't understand that, right? Like, why are you waking up thinking about another man? So I thought that, but you know me, like, why are you talking about a woman's looks? And it's kind of like men get mad when women talk about how much money they got. But a man, not all men, but enough so we can be general, right? Most men, and I mean that in the legal sense, most is over 51, but less than 100%. They feel at ease talking about women's looks. And I feel like the pygmies join in because they want to talk about the women's looks because they're jealous, you know, or maybe it's just weird. Okay. So anyway, hold on. There's a soccer game on tonight. Hold on. I paid. 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Hold on really quickly. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought that he should never start talking about that boy's mama. Right? And he defended his mama. And 50 was wrong about that. He was wrong. And I know all of like the rap ninjas are mad that 50 Cent exposed Diddy and got a bag off of that. So they were piling on. But that whole thing was odd. Even Mama Tina getting involved. Because I was like, I didn't know you were that tight with T.I. and Tiny. But I guess in the industry, everybody knows everybody. Or maybe Mama Tina just wanted to uplift Tiny. Because it's kind of like Tiny, that whole Escape crew, they've been called ugly for like their whole lives. And the messed up thing about it is they were never ugly, right? They like, but you know, the rap guys and like the way they are with women. So it's kind of like, even now, it's like Tiny and her contribution to music and her talent and whatever. It's like, it was weird to me. It was actually very, very weird to me. Anyway, so hold on really quick. I'm just trying to make sure I paid a bill. I could have sworn.
I could have sworn. Where we at? I'm going to keep it going, man. CR break. CR, they call it CR break.
Maybe not. Anyway, 1 second, y'all. I thought I paid a bill. Okay, I paid it. Okay, so anyway, you know how somebody sends you a payment link and they're like, are we still on? Can you send payment? And I was like, I already paid that. Anyway, right? Sorry about that. Trishawn said, I heard rent's due. Is rent due? Because last time I checked, we got 5 days. So maybe, what is it, the 2nd or is it the 3rd? Anyway, we got at least 3 more days anyway, right? Oh, okay, so that's what Riz said. 50. Yeah, I heard, I was trying to get around that, but Riz said T.I. and Tiny was accused of similar crimes as Diddy. Exactly. They were accused of similar crimes. I think it was tossed out in Atlanta, but we all know Atlanta and their justice system. If you are famous and popular, things always seem to work out for you. You know, but if you're the little person that doesn't have that much money or connections, things never seem to work out. So I don't know, you know, I don't know. I even know that, like, yeah. And then also, let me just say this, you know, that whole clique, including, and I got a lot of love for I respect Mama Tina, Beyonce, this and that, but like, Tyler Perry's still around. And Tyler Perry looked like he was using his whole thing as a casting couch. And they don't got no problem with that. But whatever, right? He wasn't, I hope he wasn't any Diddy. It just seems like he was being annoying in a creep, you know? Trishawn said, I normally got to the 5th. Maybe if I can, I'll take to the 10th. Anyway, right? I'll just be like, oh no, you never guess what happened. Oh no, I was trying to call you. I tried to send a transfer, but I think I had the wrong numbers. I sent you an email, right? Just to make sure they don't get it. But anyway, so let's get into this but my whole point with Diddy is Christian and all those people, which I think Diddy is directed to do that because I don't think that anybody around Diddy got that much sense. I believe that they are doing all that stuff. And I believe, according to legal experts, that they are ruining Diddy's chances of whatever little chance he has of getting to appeal, because you are proving to the appeals court for what they need and want to set you free that you're. Now, that said, we'll see what happens. I know Diddy's paying like millions, so he swears something's going to happen, but we'll see. Now, let's move into the shit with Gina, because Gina has some interesting things to say. And I'm going to play them for you, but I have a different take. You know, I feel like if Diddy has his kids, first of all, Diddy got sued by the law firm that did some work for him and Christian, right? Christian got that great case. And I think they did some work for Diddy too. TMZ reported that Diddy hasn't been paying anybody. Lawyers, public relations, all this stuff. The law firm actually had to sue Diddy to get like about $53,000. Diddy's supposed to be a multi-millionaire, a billionaire, and they had to sue him to get that money back. $53,000 to a multi-millionaire or a billionaire is nothing. But like I said, I think Diddy got a cash flow issue. I think he has a lot of assets. He might even have bank accounts offshore, but I think he doesn't want to touch them because at the end of the day, the people around him, he has 100 civil lawsuits. So if he does have offshore accounts, he doesn't want to dip into them because I would imagine they could be seized. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe he has hidden money, but that's like robbing a bank. If he does have hidden money, that's like robbing a bank and then burying it somewhere in the woods. Again, if rent is due in 3 days, what you gonna tell the landlord? Don't worry, I got billions buried in the woods. Boy, if you don't pay rent and get the F out of my face. So you see what I'm saying? It's like, what good is having money if you can't use it? What's the difference? If I'm sleeping on the street and I got $1 billion somewhere, okay, but you sleeping on the street. Like, what games are we playing? Money is only good if you have access to it. So I think, and I'm going to play it with you, I think that if Diddy has his kids on allowance if Diddy, according to TMZ, is getting tight-fisted with everybody, including his kids, if Diddy's doing all this stuff, which reminds me, if Diddy got his kids on allowance, but Christian and all them, well, especially Christian, is always like gifting his girlfriend diamonds and pearls, right? He's very loving and generous with that girl, right? Is it real or are they man-made diamonds? Because how did you have money to pay for your dad's dinner when Diddy paid for the whole family to come together for dinner? I think during the trial for the last day, but then they resubmitted for expenses and they were like, yeah, we're not paying this. And Diddy's like, oh, I don't know what to tell you. And eventually he ended up paying, but he's being tight-fisted with his kids. I think in Miami, talking about she wanted a man that got at least 100 million. I think Diddy is being super, super tight-fisted. And I think that Diddy cut a lot of people off. I think with Gina, maybe, let me let y'all listen to it because I'm like, is Gina trying to get more money out of Diddy? Literally, it looked like everybody. Young Miami got back to work. A lot of people got back to work doing what they do best. Gina, she says she's paying her own bills. And it makes me think maybe he cut them off too because they're no longer of use. Anyway, listen to what Gina had to say. And then we're going to talk about Young Miami. Then we're going to talk about Cardi and Stefan. Okay. How many minutes are we into this live? I want to make sure I keep good time. Okay. Wow. I've been talking for 40 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay. Let's keep going. What y'all saying in the chat? What's up? Sherry Terra 24 said, hey, love, Diddy needs to stop trying to sacrifice my girl, Young Miami. He needs to stop because her spirit's on his ass. It won't work for him. He can't destiny swap anyone who's trying to do that too. So listen, Sherry, you know what? It's an unpopular opinion, but I believe you. I think that Diddy tried to destiny swap Young Miami. And I think the one reason he elevated Young Miami is because his Love album was coming out. And he needed somebody very current and very popular with the kiddies, the girls and the guys between 20 and 30 years old. Young Miami is, and especially back then with the City Girls was. Matter of fact, the City Girls was doing good till Diddy got involved and had them do Act Bad. And everybody was just like, what is this? He kept trying to take it back to early, like, every step I take. He just, Anyway, the Love album flopped. But I think one of the reasons he kept Young Miami close is because to him, because I think he's transactional. He looks at people as tools. I think to him, he thought Young Miami was his key to popping back off. When he gets out, he needs someone that has cultural relevance. And Young Miami, I think Gina's so worried about Young Miami. The one thing that Young Miami got over Gina, right? At least that I can see, is the fact that she is popular. She is a superstar. She has an audience. And I think that's what Diddy wanted and cherished. Now the Love album flopped because even back then, let me tell y'all a little secret. And this has nothing to do with me finding out that he was a freak. And when I say freak, I mean a violent Hannibal Lecter, in my opinion, psychopath. I was never a fan of Diddy. I always thought he was a talentless hack. I remember, I don't even think I watched him do that. I watched it on playback. And back then, I didn't think he was dancing on Biggie's grave, but I thought, what the hell is this man doing? He is the worst rapper. He's always like, in the middle of the video, taking up space. Basically, everything Suge Knight ever said about Diddy, I agreed with. So I already knew his album was going to flop because unlike before, when he attached himself to Dirty Money, when he attached himself to Danity Kane, when he attached himself to all the bad boy artists, when he attached himself to those people, he was putting them up and then he would come and steal the spotlight. With the Love album, I think Diddy lost his mind so much that he really thought that it was his time to shine on his own. I think he was throwing himself like, I'm going to share the stage with no MFing body. I'm Diddy. He didn't realize that one of the reasons you're so popular now in polite society, right, is because you made it. A boy from Mount Vernon who is now like the toast of the wealthy elite in the south of France. You and the fantasy, and you put your friends on. You did it right. You do the best parties. You got the prettiest girls. You got everybody is popping, right? And I think Diddy always resented the fact he had to share the stage with everybody. And he was never the main draw. I think he was always jealous about that. And I think everybody Diddy was around when they were duo, him and Mace, him and Biggie. He tried that shit with Tupac, but Tupac was a Gemini. And if y'all know anything about Geminis, Geminis are not effing having that. They can swap a destiny swap from across the room, across the hemisphere. Like, we're not doing this. He would never. I think that's why he hated Tupac that much. But Diddy was the king of destiny swapping. And he did it a lot. He did destiny swapping. And I believe he did bank account swapping, right? He did it a lot. He was the king of it. And I think this time he felt like, oh God, destiny swap is me. Nobody respects you as a musician. Nobody really respects you as a performer. They respect you for the fact of what you represented. That you can come from a working class family and become a billionaire. And you can do it right. You a loving father. You got beautiful women around you. You got this, you got that. They admired that Diddy lived a dream that many people wanted, but we found out it was everything about it was fake. So when his album flopped, I think he clinged on to Young Miami even more because he was trying to figure out a way. And you saw I hope she got paid. He had her in advertising for De Leon. He had her with the Carisha Roulette. He had her out there selling pajamas. He was literally using Young Miami. And I'm sure according to her, she was showering her with gifts. He was doing this, he was doing that. But something tells me, I don't think that Diddy's that generous. I think he might get you stylists so you can stand on a boat. And this year is Prada off the runway. But I don't think that you get to take that shit home. I don't think that's in the closet. If it is, I don't know. Can Young Miami post what clothes Diddy let her wear on all their photo shoots in Paris, on the yacht, on this and that? And what she got to keep? Or did the stylist just put her on stuff? They took the thing, and then right after that, she had to take it off, put a swimsuit, and go sit on daddy's lap, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll finish this line of thought, but let's get into what Gina had to say, because I think that Gina is low-key trying to get more money out of Diddy. I will also say this. I'll wait, because I have a theory. Hold on. So let's get into what Gina had to say. Hold on.
Amy, she can literally suck my dick. There was beef because she came for me. I don't know what her beef is with me, but...
Her beef with you was your best friend. He was playing y'all, and he gave Young Miami permission to think that if she scared you off, you would go away. Your best friend, the one that got you sitting here in your apartment, right? I hope it's not the one with carpets. He was the one that created the issue. I think he was the one that got you into this. But sorry. We'll continue. I'll keep my comments to a minimum.
She came for me. I wasn't even thinking about her. I know, they're just so mad. Like, they wish they was in my spot. Like, they wish they was calling daddy.
Now, maybe this is why out of all the girls, Gina got the least. At least, I don't know, but it appears from the outside that she got the least. What spot are you in? Because everybody else had the wherewithal to say, you know what? If I'm going to be with this ninja, this street fighter, going through the you guys, what is he doing? Like, if I'm going to date, give me a little bit of thing. But yeah, it's like, if I'm going to date a perverted Hannibal Lecter billionaire, because think about it, why am I dating a billionaire that with a pot belly, addicted to Tucci, got to be hopped up on Red Bull and giving himself wings, and want you literally like acting like you a contortionist at Cirque du Soleil for 48, 72 hours? For what? For what? Your love? Like what? Oh, I have a spot. I'm his best friend. You're a dummy. You're doing it for free or next to nothing, judging by the rugs that were in that last apartment. I hope not the current one. You were doing it for bargain basement prices. What spot do you have? I don't understand. It's like those girls that are like, he always come back. Girl, he's not coming back. You're the only one answering the phone. You realize that, right? When he sends that, hey, big head text out in the morning, you the only one that's answering it after he ghosted you for 4 months. When he goes to the thing, he's trying to get back with everyone, dummy. You don't have, we always gonna be together. No, you always gonna be the dummy answering the phone. But again, I don't know what goes on inside Diddy's and Gina's relationship. I'm just saying from what the court docs showed me. This is my opinion.
No, I don't fuck with that bitch either. Like, she snitched on my man, so I don't fuck with her.
Your man? Yep. Ladies, your lifestyle is your choice. But community D that want community D that want to use you to get closer to D, it's not your man. It might be the town bicycle. You want to, instead of saying like, no, he's not your man. He's a city bike. He is a city bike. Act accordingly. She snitched on my man. And the irony, that's funny, because I saw Gina's statements all up and down court docs. And I saw Gina on Tasha K. So who snitched on whose man? Anyway, let's keep going.
Who would win a fight? Me and Carisha? Me, because I take boxing class. Yep.
You take boxing classes? I mean, I guess it's tools of the trade. Also, how old is Gina? Gina's a beautiful woman, but Gina gotta be at least 30 something, I'm guessing. I feel like definitely once we leave high school and definitely by the end of college, you look stupid. And it shows a desperation, a moral poverty, if you will. If you are still talking about who would win in a fight, what you mean who will win in a fight, right? What do you mean who will win in a fight? Why are you fighting at your big age? Why are you even thinking about fighting? What is going on? You got a beautiful face. But you're literally, it's like a poverty. Who would win in a fight? Girl, what? Anyway, let's keep going. Carisha ain't fighting no one as well. She shouldn't. What is going on? We are all too old to be fighting. It's like, it's weird. It's weird. No, again, I get it. If somebody starts something, you have to defend yourself. But it's weird. It's weird that you're still like, I will win in a fight. Girl, shut up. It's weird that you even want to fight at this age. It's weird.
I want to be a side piece for the rest of my motherfucking life.
Are you worried for when he gets out? Worried about what? I hope he gets out in a couple months. Young Miami, why didn't I testify? Because I'm not gonna snitch on my friend. Is that okay? Is it okay that I didn't snitch on my friend?
It is not. Well, it is okay to not snitch on your friend. Now, I would go so far as to suggest that someone that did the things that you, even if they did 1/10 of the things that you alleged on Tasha K, that's not your friend. Or I think you think you're friends. I think they think you're a piece of crap, that you're a disposable person. Friendship must be reciprocated. I think you think like that's not your friend. That's all. So is it okay that you didn't snitch on your friend? Sure, but that's not your friend. But you know what, Gina? She got this fantasy. Let's just keep it going. Out of all the women that want Diddy for fame and money, right? Fame and money. Gina wants Tootsie Roll for his soul. All right, girl. Like, anyway.
I'm not sure. I think his mom probably did whoop his ass. I think she did.
You think, again, hear me out. I think that this was put in for, I think that this was put in, listen, Gina is always, to me, it seems like, happy to go out there and play the fool for Diddy. What do you mean you think his mom whooped his ass? I thought y'all was friends. I thought people wanted the spot. You don't know what your friend went through in childhood, but also by her putting this out there, like it's excuses that Diddy used for why he was so violent to everybody else and all this other stuff, or it was implied, I think, I think to the best of my knowledge, but just hold on to that in your head. I'm gonna come back to it.
I pay my bills.
Dummy. Listen, hi, if you're new to my channel, my name is Tisa. I have a PSA to all the dummy pick-me's, man or woman. If you are dating a billionaire and you are laying up in some Value City furniture with carpet on your floor, and not the good kind, carpet from 1993, and we are in 2027 on your floor, dummy, you look dumb. Dating someone that could snap their fingers, someone that could literally decide not to spend $80,000 in a club. They could sneeze and change your life for the better. They could sneeze and put a single out because Gina's talented. She knows music. They could sneeze and elevate you. They could sneeze and help you get brand deals. They could sneeze and put you on. They could sneeze and pay your rent for the next 5 years because it looks like whatever, it's a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom. It looks like it can't be, and she live in Vegas. That shit can't be more than $1,400 a month. Maybe, I don't know the property market, but to me it looks like maybe $1,800. This man could sneeze, change your life, wouldn't even know it happened. And you talking about, I pay my own bills. You're a dummy. If you're dating what is the point of dating a billionaire? Hello, men or women, men too. If you are dating a billionaire, what are they doing not paying your bills? Like, what are we doing? We are not two people that fell in love while we were working in McDonald's and we both trying to make that shit happen. You are a billionaire. Like, what? Anyway, let's listen to what Dodo the Dum Dum got to say.
I want to wait for him to get out for me to like say everything I truly feel, because I want to kick him down while he's in there and make him even more sad.
So I think that was a Freudian slip. And this is what I'm getting at. I think Gina might have gotten a little thought in her head. What if Gina needs that checkbook to open up? You know? Now, I'm sure because Diddy's notoriously cheap, that checkbook is probably just going to write a check for $5,000, but whatever, right? We're not talking about like a Young Miami level money. Which if I was Gina, that's the biggest thing I'd be mad. We was doing the same ish, going through the same stuff. And you was getting how much a month? And I'm looking at my dirty ass rug on my floor while I'm trying to do TikToks. Nope, that would have sent me to anger. Anger, I tell you. Anger. As soon as I got up from my bed and accidentally knocked over my open-faced peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the grape jelly fell face down on the rug. And I had to go and make a mixture out of Dawn and water. And you know me, probably after watching TikTok, for the best way to remove jelly sandwich, and scrub the carpet. And now that spot on the carpet is lighter than the rest of the carpet because it's been carpet since 1993. Ooh, I would have opened that up. I saw Young Miami on a yacht talking about, looking at the Eiffel Tower. Oh, that would have sent me. You would have saw me crash out. And everybody would have been like, damn, why is Tisa crashing out? But only the real ones would know. Because before I crashed out, I would call my best friend. I would call this, I would call that. call my closest family, and they would all be on thing like, yeah, Tisa's crashing out on TikTok over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Oh, I'm crashing out over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That would have sent me. But apparently Gina is the bigger woman. She's the better woman. But hear me out. What if Gina got a little idea? What if Gina got a little idea in her head? And what if that idea in her head, right? What if that idea in her head was, hear me out. What if that idea in her head was that, I'll be done soon. What if the idea in her head was that she needs more money? And Diddy needs good PR. And Diddy needs that appeal, right? But what if Gina finally wised up and she took a page out of Cassie's book? And what if Gina's not under NDA? And what if Gina saw the way Cassie was like, yo, I'm gonna write a tell-all book. And Cassie got 20 million from Diddy and 10 million from what's the hotel? That one hotel. And what if all that happened, right? What if all that happened? And what if Gina is now saying, that's my friend. I don't want to kick him while he in jail. I'll kick him when he out and he free and this and that. What if Gina is low-key trying to insinuate that she might be writing a tell-all? And if Diddy don't want that tell-all to come out, then he better tell that accountant to cash that check, right? These rugs are not going to clean themselves. We need to get, is it Roto-Rooter? No, we need to get Stanley Steamer up in this bitch so they glisten. And I remember these rugs are still light cream. You know what I'm saying? Right? So what if this is Gina's way of trying to pull a Cassie? Now, the only thing about it is for that to work, the person has to respect you and you have to be about that life. Gina still seems to, and when I say respect, I don't think Diddy respects any woman, but respect you enough to know that you're not playing with them. And I think that Gina, when it comes to Diddy, I think Gina still craves Diddy's affection and Diddy's love. And she wants to be acknowledged. Just like she was so proud to be sitting up in the family. And in the courtroom, did I tell y'all, Gina chose to sit right behind me. I don't know what for. It was weird, right? I don't know what goes on in that woman's mind, but I remember she sat right behind me. You know, people are like, oh my God, like Gina's right behind you. And I'm like, all right. Like, first of all, like, okay. But second of all, we are in a federal courthouse. And third of all, dummy, because you sat behind me because of family, even though you played yourself, did this, that, they wouldn't make room for you because you're not family. You're low. Well, I don't know if she's not family, but it seemed to me that they were treating her like she was just some flunky. She was a useful tool. And their daddy, it seems like, taught them that she was disposable. And now they are, it appears to me from the outside looking in that was the case. But what do I know about their family dynamic? But also, dummy, your man. Now, if he wants to look at you, right, to make little love eyes, he got to be looking right at me. And I know, and I was looking right at him. So he turned around and I'm looking right at him. And he right? Gives you that look like, right? Because I assume he can't stand my ass. And now he can't even look your way and look at you sitting behind me. So what did you accomplish? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it was in that moment. Sometimes I like to see the way people think. And again, it could have been something else going on because there were other empty seats. So sometimes behind us, they opened a whole row of folding chairs. Gina, the woman that did all this stuff, you sitting on the plastic barbecue chair while everybody else, the important people, the people that count, are locked into the pews, right? And you was probably still happy to be there. But when in that moment, because I like see the way people think. In that moment, I was like, Gina's really beautiful. You ever see people when they walk? I mean, she's beautiful. I guess you'd call her sexy, right? I'm not into women, but I can see how people call her sexy. But she has a way about her that is very alluring. charismatic. Like there's something in her movements that she commands attention. She's very beautiful. She's very charismatic. You know, she has a very like sweet demeanor. Like I don't know how to describe it, but definitely like she got Riz, right? And you know, I remember watching her old lives about the way she would tell Diddy what's popping, this and that, and she's very talented too. But that's when I was like, yeah, that's the problem. You're too impulsive and you don't look at things long term. That's your problem. You don't, because you don't see things long term, and you don't, because when she sat behind me, I'm like, that was a dumb move long term. Yes, you might have got that little one off, which was nothing because my security guard was sitting not right next to me, but I was right here, and he was sitting in a plastic seat right, like one over, right? Yes, they got a seat for him in the courtroom, right? And like, that's how I know she sat behind me, because my security guard was like, why would this woman just sit by? She just tried to sit with the family, but she couldn't. She decided to sit right behind you and like, whatever. I wasn't worried about it. Like, whatever, right? We can do that too. But, you know, but again, I'm a grown woman. I'm not fighting, especially in a federal courthouse, especially me. You fight me in a federal courthouse, baby. I am belly flopping. Let me stop before they play this in court. I will belly flop on the floor. It's over. Ah! Please, you want to see someone win an Academy Award? It goes to Tisa. Please, 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 please. Next time y'all see me go live might be, I don't know, the year star date 2046. Well, I'm showing you how I'm spending my federal courthouse assault money. Please, you want to see somebody flop? Baby, I will flop like it is the NBA. I will flop like it is the NBA. The finals, the championship, I will throw myself in the thing. Anyway, right? Please, you can keep that street code. Oh, I did this, I did that. What did you do? I fell on the floor and cried, and I have a year's worth of therapy bills about how I'm traumatized. You would literally see me at 7-Eleven. Miss, what type of slippery do you want? Please don't hit me. And it would all be in the therapy report. Please, you can keep that high school playground shit. Why? But again, I was thinking, that's why you messing with a billionaire and you got dirty carpet on your floor. That's why you messing with a billionaire and you bragging about, that's my friend, I pay my own bills. That's why you got a billionaire who had all the connections and wouldn't ever put you on. Didn't get you brand deals. Didn't get you didn't get you a music deal, didn't even try to play your music, didn't put you on a love album, didn't do nothing for you. You're not a long-term thing, and that's fine. I'm not a long-term thinker either, but I still know what a long-term plan is. Do you know what I'm saying? I can still be like, like I might not think from, you know, some people long-term, they play chess. I can't play chess. Some people can go from like 1 and think about step 10. That's not me. But I can definitely think about step 3. Maybe I won't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just think that like when I saw Gina in the courtroom, I saw the way the family treated her. And you know me, I'm the ultimate people watcher, right? I just be sitting there like, I saw the way the family treated her. I saw what was going on. And I was like, wow, damn. Like, wow, you don't even know that you're being tolerated. You don't even know that you're being played and used. And you are so, sorry, hold on. You are so desperate for that pat on the head, to get the accolades, to be Cassie. You're so desperate that you don't even realize. Again, this was from the outside looking in. I could have read the situation wrong. But I was just like, you messing with a billionaire bragging about you paying your own bills. If it wasn't in the pick me hell, that's your friend. Baby, please. I'm not even a billionaire and I'm not going to see my friends suffer if I got it. Like, are you insane? Anyway, let's keep going. Hold on.
There was beef because she came for me. I don't know what her beef is with me, but she came for me. I wasn't even thinking about her. I know, they're just...
Wait, who said this? Carmen Alicia Beckler. Shout out. I wish I could pin this comment. She said, nothing's cute about giving your body to a provider who won't provide for you. And that's man or woman. If you are dating, if you are dating a billionaire, what? Like, they should want to help you. Literally. No. Listen. Who said this? Taya said 50 didn't say anything about Tiny. Her picture spoke on her. Stop it. You know he was trying to be shady. Listen. Fawcett, when those charges resurface on T.I. and Tiny, we know who's behind it. Listen, here's the thing. I think the charges didn't stick. So I just hope with dealing with somebody like 50, it's like, I hope that closet is empty, you know? Listen, let's keep going. Where we at? Hold on.
So mad. Like, they wish they was in my spot. Like, they wish they was calling daddy.
Oh, wait, sorry. I reminded this. 1 second.
I was feeling was really, really...
Hold on.
Why didn't I testify? Because
I'm a dumb...
I'm not gonna snitch on my... I was, dummy. Like, hurting really bad. Like, so depressed. Like, I was crying every single day. All night, all day.
Didn't he try to send you to the chop shop? Trademark JT. I'm not even trying to be light of it. And when you went in, he tried to kick the...
Resume the life of a YouTuber. I love it, baby. I love it. Here we go.
Out of you?
Y'all don't even understand how...
Where was we?
JT. I'm not even trying to be light of it. And when you went in, he tried to kick the... Out of you?
Y'all don't even understand how I feel. Like,
I understand how you should have felt. What she said he did to her was some of the most... It was like, I remember watching Tasha K interview. I didn't watch the whole interview. I just watched the clips, I'll be honest with you. And I remember like being like, oh my God. And I remember being like, I will put that mofo under the jail. And instead, and again, I get it. She's also, I believe, a victim. Just like maybe Young Miami's a victim. But on the other hand, I do say that, like, at what point does you enabling the person that hurt you, at what point does that make you a predator too? You helping the monster, at what point do you become a monster? That's how the cycle of abuse happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The monster hurts you, and then before you know it, you helping the monster hurt other people. And if you are helping a monster hurt other people, what does that make you? Class, what does that make you? Say it with me. A monster. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, let's keep going.
I don't know. It's so much that I can't unpack it all here. But just know that the way I was feeling was really, really intense. And I was just feeling so angry, like, fuck, like, just destroy shit. Like, I just wanted to fuck shit up.
Yes, that was I think that was like Gina's righteous fury. And I think she had a right to feel that. I will say that, do you think Gina's trying to low-key tell Diddy she writing a book? Hold on.
I didn't lie. If I had lied, why would he still talk to me? Are you stupid, bitch?
You know, one thing that always cracked me up about Gina, and I feel like everybody might have like known someone either casually like Gina. The fact with Gina and all her choices in reference to this man, right? In all her choices in reference to this man, she got the nerve to say to anybody asking her a question, are you stupid, B? I hope a mirror is in front of her face while she's talking. Like, imagine that. I would have giggled. I would have fell out laughing when a dummy says, are you stupid, B? And you know the sad thing is with Gina, when she says that, I feel like she's now, you know how like not projection, but like, I feel like a lot of times in life, people said that to her. Are you stupid, B? In that way, because the anger and pure disgust that comes out when she says that term, I don't know. It makes me feel sad for her. But what do I know? Again, I do not know this woman, what she's been through. I only know based off of information and belief, court records in that interview she did with Tasha K, and of course, her very amusing lives.
So I try to express to him, he don't listen. I try to write him a letter so like he could read. Because I wasn't able to verbally tell him how I felt, I was writing down my feelings. I was like hurting really because I thought maybe if I just write shit down, I would just release it and not hold on to my thoughts and feelings. Didn't really work. He don't give a fuck.
And this was again, I actually do feel sorry for Gina. You know, she's like, she says she don't need it. But I feel sorry for Gina. But at what point when you are helping the monster, do you also become a monster? But I feel very, very sad for Gina that on one hand, she's like, that's my friend. I wouldn't snitch. But you're saying that you were so broken that you had to write your feelings down because he didn't give a fuck. And you wrote them down just so you could release the feelings because they were killing you. And this is somebody she counts as her friend. The disassociation and the way that you had, and this is the thing that breaks my heart. The amount of abandonment you must do to your present self, your past self, and the thing that hurts the most, your future self. The amount of betrayal, the way you must betray yourself countless times in many, many different ways. And I can only speak as a woman. I don't know if men go through this, but to betray yourself is a type of heartbreak that you inflict on yourself that takes decades to heal. That level of betrayal. And the amount of betrayal to herself this woman has to do, her past, her present, and her future self on the regular in order to call this Tootsie Roll her friend, her man. And sit there. The amount of betrayal that she allowed, that she betrayed herself, the amount of situations she put herself in that broke her down to the white meat. So she can sit there and say, they wish they was in my spot. They wish they were in my spot. I guess she has to think there's an honor in her spot, because if there's honor in her spot, that means all those tears, all that betrayal, all that trauma, all whatever it is, that it wasn't for nothing. Because at the end of the day, it was a sacrifice. You sacrificed yourself to get this spot. And if the spot has no value, then what did you betray yourself for? And that, you see what I'm saying? Women, y'all get it. Y'all get it. Y'all get it.
Oh, I said, okay, bet I'm gonna do an interview. I really did it just to like show him to like.
You don't gotta explain. You did it. And you should have did it again and again and again. And you should have given the federal government another interview.
Tell him that how much he was hurting me and for him to stop. And guess what? It worked. It finally worked. I got his attention and he stopped. I never been to therapy because, actually I did try therapy. I tried therapy and I don't know what it was. I thought, let me just be fully honest, right? With the therapist, maybe if I just write. So I told the therapist XYZ, and I told the therapist who it was, and the things she was saying, it just made me feel like, okay, so boom, she said, because unfortunately this happened, but
so basically, well, let's continue.
This happens quite often and quite common in any tax bracket. I watched my mom get beat up by men. So I told the therapist XYZ, and I told her is still doing the FO. It might help his deal.
Anyway, with the therapist, it got sad, so we cut off. But now Gina grew up seeing her mom abused. So again, men, women, hold your daughters close. Love them. And no matter how many mistakes you made, it's not too late to go back and be the mother or father that they need, but also to help them heal from the trauma that your choices might have inflicted on them. It's never too late. Please help them take accountability and help them heal and understand the trauma that your bad choices inflicted on them, right? Because if not, now the therapist, I wonder, because it sounds like the therapist wasn't like that, good to her, but I wonder if it's a therapist that Diddy picked out. Because interestingly enough, when she goes into the story, it sounds like the therapist was like, oh, this is just what happens to high earners and high tax brackets. And if that's what the therapist was saying, I wonder if Diddy was one paying for the therapist, and I wonder if it was a real therapist, or Diddy was like, got somebody from Burger King, gave them $75 because Diddy's cheap to sit there and act like they were a therapist for this woman. Because what therapist tells you that abuse happens, like normalizes abuse? What, like, I think therapists that normalize abuse, I think they would lose their license. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
How do you know old girl is still doing FO? What?
Okay, so I think that she's talking about one of Diddy's old girlfriends is still doing OnlyFans. But I'm confused. Like, what's the difference between anyway, let's keep going. Like,
my type of man,
Rich.
Why? You want a man rich? For what? For what? For what? Those carpets say you don't care if a man's rich. Or even if the man's rich. It's like when you go out on a date with someone and somebody's telling you about all the vacations they've been on, they telling you about where they live, they're showing you the car, and they're telling you about how much money they have. And I've always been like, in my mind, I'm like, good for you, but like, there's not one penny of that money in my account. So how does what you have in any way, like, it's yours, it's not mine. So, and it's not like they're like, oh, we can share this. It's like, you're telling me this because you're clearly trying to loosen up my button. You're trying to loosen up my buttons so you can have your way with me. And I'm like, how in any way does you being rich in any way affect my life? And don't sell me no damn dreams, right? You rich enough that you can hit me back, you can better my life, you can give me a sampler of how much my life is going to change before we do the horizontal polka. Let's keep going.
Intelligent.
Who said this? Somebody said, Tramster 3 More said, it's no excuses. These women love money and clout, Tisa. Yeah, but here's my whole thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman loving a provider or a man that got money. I don't. The same way men don't feel any shame for wanting a beautiful woman on their arm. And so their kids can be beautiful. Why would you feel shame about wanting money from a provider on your arm so your kids can be well taken care of? I don't ascribe to the fact that it's evil to want a provider, that it's evil to want a man that got money, that it's evil to want clout. Okay, so you want clout. My issue is, I don't think that you should sell your soul or body for it. I don't think any money or clout is worth getting punched in the face. I don't think any money or clout is worth having to write a letter because you just want these feelings in your head. And on top of that, you did it for money and clout, and you have no said money or clout. So you see what I'm saying? All right, you want clout? Go get it. You want money? Go get it. It's out there, but it's not worth selling yourself. And there's plenty of men that can provide and or help you get clout that aren't punching you in the face. I think it's a misnomer that the only way to get a provider is to have to date a Diddy or a Jeffrey Epstein. You see what I'm saying? Now, hear me out. I mean, according to those Epstein files, like maybe the billionaire class is eating babies, but like, ladies, be real. How much money and security do you really need to be comfortable? It's different for everybody, right? But there's so many different tax brackets before you have to get into the baby eating class. You know what I'm saying? And my issue with Gina from the outside looking was and always will be, let's just say you did do it for money and clout. You got neither money nor clout, you know? And if you do want money and do want clout, the trade-off is not your body. The trade-off is not getting punched in the back. The trade-off for getting a provider is not being treated like crap. Just like the trade-off for a man getting a woman that's beautiful, that makes the heavens cry, isn't her sleeping with all your friends and cheating on you. Because, again, I'll get back to this. I know y'all want me to finish this, but it just cracks me up. That is like telling a man, well, hell yeah, you want a beautiful woman. You better be prepared for her to sleep.
Yo. Okay. Pause. Resume. I had some company come over, y'all. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, baby.
With all your friends and cheat on you. That's what you get. Nobody told you to get a beautiful woman. They would never say that to a man, because a woman, even if she is beautiful, beauty is currency for a woman in society, regardless of age, class, or gender. Beauty is currency, right? And because you're the one with the current. So it's like nobody would ever tell a man that you should expect a beautiful woman to sleep with your whole bloodline and cheat on you constantly, you know? But they would tell a woman, well, if you want a man with money, he has the right to punch you in your face. What do you expect? You shouldn't have been with a man with money. Do you see? You see. Okay, I'll stop beating the dead horse. Let's keep going.
I will stop beating the dead horse.
So you just gotta go for the rich ones. You need to let him know. Okay.
You know, Gina says it's hard to find a rich man. No, I'm sorry. It's hard to find an intelligent man.
It's hard out here
so
for a
you have
pimp.
to go for the rich ones. And I would say, don't you have to be what you see? Okay, let's keep going.
I'm still doing the FO. I wouldn't date him. I just love him so much as an artist. That's how I feel about Drake. Like, I feel like I wouldn't date Drake because I just love his music so much. I wouldn't date him. I just love him so much as an artist. I think, but the one thing I wish she would have done was just take time to herself.
Now, this is what made me think, honestly, that she's still being a mouthpiece for Diddy, right? Because listen to what she has to say about Cassie, which she's been the other woman, I think, since 2008, right? Cassie and Gina got a history, but listen to what her saying. First of all, Gina, and this isn't about the dirty carpets on your floor, right? I don't know if they're still on her floor. Diddy might have moved her into another apartment, and they weren't dirty. They were just old carpets. You know, old carpets can never look clean, right? Which, again, there's no shame if you got old carpets on your floor. I think my first apartment had old carpets on the floor, but I wasn't dealing with a billionaire, right? Because if I was, but here's my point.
What's your point, baby?
First of all, Gina, forget about the old carpets. You calling this monster your friend? You can't tell me shit in life. Please be quiet, because all the advice you're giving me is going to get me a life like yours. It's going to get me a life like yours. And here's the thing. I take advice from people all the time, but when I take advice, I always look and I'm like, do I want the type of life you have? Because the advice you give me is going to get me that outcome, you know, like to a certain extent, right? not a professional coach that knows how to motivate us, but like when someone's giving you advice on relationships, I have to look, well, how's your man? Do I like your relationship? Do I like the dynamic? If somebody's giving me advice on work, are we in the same field? Do I like the way things, do I admire what's going on? Somebody gives me life about etiquette. Do I admire the way you hold yourself in public? If I do, then I'm like, yeah, let me take advice because you're probably going to get me the same outcome. But if I don't, please stop. Please stop. May this type of love you found, Gina, and this friendship, may it never find me. You don't know what a healthy, you don't know what any, shut up. Anyway, right? But listen to what she has to say. This made me think that she's still Diddy's mouthpiece because hold on a second. Because how do you know anything, right? How do you know anything about what, hold on, can y'all still see me? I think I'm still on the stream. Okay, yeah. How do y'all know anything about Cassie and Diddy's relationship except what Diddy told you? So this is akin to me, the way you hear about like sometimes it's a baby's mom and her, and she's arguing with her baby's dad, and the new girl, right? The new girl is talking on their relationship. And you're just like, how do you know what goes on between us except for what he told you? He is not a reliable narrative. Who are you to speak? But listen to this. Listen what Gina had to say, because it is amusing. I'll say one thing. Gina is amusing. She should actually start to just be like an influencer. I'm not joking. Like Gina, she is interesting. She is engaging. I could even see her having her own reality TV show. She should start like live streaming just her life and get on Snapchat and all this other stuff. I think people will watch,
To be single, because I feel like when women break up and become single, they just thrive and do so much better and feel so much happier. But I think...
This is a woman that after Diddy did all that shit, still couldn't leave her alone, and she's bragging about her spot. I think she's saying this for Diddy. I think that Diddy likes psychologically trying to get into Cassie's head. What you mean she should have stayed single? Cassie got a family with 2 cute kids, and she's sitting on 30 million. Miss, please sit down. Stay single for what? She had a man that when everybody was calling her the whore of Babylon, because they was in Diddy's pocket, trying to get on their knees to please Diddy. And they were saying whatever they wanted. And they were trying to call her the whore of Babylon. And then trying to do PR to Cassie's husband. I wouldn't be with a woman that was doing that. I wouldn't be. He told everybody to shut. He looked at the world and said, shut your dumb ass up. This is the mother of my children, the woman I love. I don't give a damn what happened before me. I'll tell you what, ain't shit happening after me. He was the only one that when Diddy tried to do his yo, bad boy, take that. He said, you can F around if you want. We both gonna be laying on the street. You probably not gonna be breathing. Diddy tried to intimidate him. Diddy tried to do this. Alex said, baby, we can go pound for pound. That is a man. And the fact that Gina's talking about, I just wish she had just been single for a while before jumping to another relationship with a man that's father of her 2 kids, and not only that, stood up to the world and said, y'all can all shut the F up. This is mine. And yes, I love her down to the ground. I don't care what happened before me. I just know from this moment on, it's me and her forever. Gina, this woman. Yeah. And this is what I mean. Yes, you can say that she might be a victim. Yes, you can say she a little loopy, goofy, all around doopy. Yes, you can maybe make an argument with that. But the fact that you are repeating these toxic things from a woman, the only woman that was able to break free and make this shit work for her, are you sitting there with that carpet under your feet and probably with the same grape peanut butter and grape jelly stain? Gina, shut up. You wish she had what? Again, to me, this sounds like she's repeating this on behalf of Diddy, or Diddy brainwashed her into thinking this is true. I just wish. Gina, no. No. Let's keep going.
She deep down wanted a family and she wanted like kids really badly. And
how would you know she wanted kids really badly? Because Diddy told you that. Guess what? She got kids and she got a man that loves her, protects her, respects her. She got a man that said you're never going to have dirty carpet under your feet. As much as people want to talk about Alex like he is a bum, he was a celebrity chainer. He was easily making $500,000 a year. Now, granted, maybe it's not $1 billion, but I think most of us can live very, very comfortably for $500,000 a year. Please. And he helped her heal, and he got her clean, and he got to, well, Cassie did that herself, but he supported her and helped her get clean. And he protected her from the world and stood by her side. And they got 2 little kids. Man, shut up, Gina. I just wish. Gina, shut up. If and ands were pots and pans. Anyway.
I feel like she should have took time to be single and thrive. Whether she became...
She should have took some time to stay single and thrive. Gina. Dummy. You dummy. Hold on. I actually want to know this, right? Because this is very important to me. This is very, very important to me. I need to ask chat really quick. Chat, what's the Merriam-Webster definition of thrive? I just need to know. 1 second. Hold on. What is the... It means to grow vigorously, to gain in wealth or possessions, or to progress toward or realize a goal despite or because of circumstances. Gina, and here you talking about you looking for intelligent men, but you can't find them, so you date the rich ones. Cassie really wanted children bad. I'm sure Diddy told you that when he was busy talking about her before he left you in your carpet, your 1993 carpet, and went to go visit her in the multi-million-dollar penthouse. And before he told her to get dressed and parade her around, but while you had to be the dirty little secret, right? She wanted children, right? So she progressed toward or realized the goal despite or because of her circumstances. She got those kids. She wanted a man that wanted to settle down and didn't want to be standing booty butt naked, beating people up and drugging them and doing this and kicking babies out of people's stomachs. Second goal accomplished. To gain in wealth or possessions. Well, we saw what happened there. We'll let the carpet speak for itself. And she grew vigorously. She got clean. She became a mother. She actually advocated for herself, and she released the shame of who she was with Diddy and the things she did. Whether you believe it was against her will or not, she released herself from the shame and she got herself clean. So I do believe that counts to grow vigorously. But anyway, let's hear Gina's, the rest of her life advice, life according to Gina. Why Gina sitting there with the Value City headboard. And again, you guys, there's nothing wrong with a Value City headboard set, right? There's nothing wrong with having carpet in your home. I'm not trying to be on that, oh, it has to be this, that. I'm trying to say that for what Gina had access to, she gave all this sacrifice and betrayed herself over and over and got nothing for it. And I say that to say, why didn't you just find a nice guy who was working at the grocery store? No shame in that. Who, yeah, maybe y'all might have to work together to make ends meet. But guess what? He loves you. He protects you. He makes you laugh. He don't ever make you abandon yourself. You know why? Because he shows up for you and little Gina, medium Gina, big Gina. He shows up for you so much that he inspires you to show up for yourself. He like why? What? I still don't understand the Diddy. I don't understand the Diddy. Why didn't you just get some guy? You could have got somebody off the street and moved them in and literally be like, and gotten more out of it. So I just don't understand. I don't understand what happened with Diddy. Tramster 3 More said, Tisa, they'll do anything for money. Anything means they are who they are, including Cassie. F the men who uses them. Listen.
Listen. Listen,
Let me read
Linda.
this again. Tisa, they'll do anything for money. Anything means they are who they are, including Cassie. F the men who uses them. You know, here's the thing.
They don't mean to be in that position.
I get
though.
what you're saying, but y'all know me. I don't agree. I believe that there are victims, and I believe through anybody, that's why you stay away from people like that. Anybody can get in your head. And everybody has loved someone to the point of almost abandoning themselves, or for the people that go off the cliff and have to climb back up, abandoning themselves. It happens to men and women. I will never fault anybody for that. My issue is once you start helping the monster, what does that make you? Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, and Gina's sitting here like talking about Cassie and her relationship when the only, and thank you for the super chat, Tramster 3 More. She only knows what Diddy told her.
Single or got another man. People say dumb shit. Like, let me just be quiet.
Poor little dum-dum. Poor little dum-dum. Poor little dum-dum. You know, being a dum-dum and being arrogant, it's a dangerous mix. When you are dum-dum and you're arrogant, you really got to have people around you that love you. It's almost like you're just like, I dum-dum, I go walk off cliff, and they have to keep grabbing you back, grabbing. No. Like, you got to really make sure your circle is tight, because when you are dum-dum and you're arrogant, you are ripe for the picking. It's like predators are like, dinner. They like literally dum-dum and arrogant. When you walk in and beautiful and talented, you walk by and the predators can smell that arrogance mixed with insecurity and dum-dum. And they're like, dinner's ready. And they go for it. Poor little dum-dum. Let's keep going.
I think Cassie's beautiful.
And let me tell you, Puff has the best parties. His parties is fun. He knows how to, because like a lot of men these days, they don't know how to like enter, like, I don't know what it is. Like, they just don't know how to. So for instance, right, like another party I went to in Vegas with another crew, it was like, very bored when I go to these other parties. What you did? One more for the game.
So
she talking about Diddy had the best parties. You know, there's a bit of sadness whenever I hear anybody defending Diddy because they're saying Diddy had the best parties. I also look at it as like very pathetic. Just hear me out. Talking about who had the best parties when you're in high school and college, even like when you're early to late 20s, that's like, yeah, right? But once you get older and you've seen life, what the fuck is the fun part? Sorry. God, my parents are going to text me. What the fudge is, they're watching this live. What the fudge is sorry, I just hear them fussing. What the fudge is you saw the best parties. Like, here's the thing, a good party is a good party. But once you start experiencing truly what it is to feel alive, truly what it is to find love, friendship, purpose, inspiration, to achieve a goal, whatever it is that you hunger for. Once you truly see what that is, that's when parties just start turning into parties. Because once you're at a party, you realize Yeah, it's fun, but it's like it's illusory. It's like being in the Oasis or something that Cinderella's ball. It evaporates by morning.
Come on now.
My whole point of the matter is it's very sad for somebody in their 30s to be like, yeah, they got the best parties. Like once you're out of college in early 20s, even late 20s, that's not anything to brag about. Now it's like, what goals have you achieved? Have you discovered your purpose? Have you discovered your passion? Did you build an amazing friendship group? Have you healed your bonds with your family? There's so much more than life than doing Tucci off of a hooker's butt while you dance around. Like, I assume that's what's happening in Diddy's parties, but what do I know? What do I know?
He sued the liquor company, one of the large. You know what I'm saying?
One more for the game.
He sued this color, somebody this color.
One more for the game.
He did, and all this shit happened.
Penny said Gina will not compromise. She will not compromise her goals. Surrounded by rich men, but no takers. Keep the fantasy alive. Her participation gets her attention being otherwise ignored. The Igor system. Yes, master, I serve. Well, here's the thing, Penny. Good point. But I think that Gina is not. I think Gina is sitting there waiting for Diddy. I think Gina was probably not allowed the same way like when she says she wants a rich man, right? And intelligent. I don't think she's allowed to be around other men like that. Girl. And the thing is, I saw Gina in person. I saw her energy. Yeah, and here's the thing. Gina is a dum-dum. There's lots of men that really, really, really love dum-dums. You dum-dum, you go for anything, you this, that, beautiful, you got charisma about you. Gina could get another man or woman. Like she has a very alluring quality to her. You know, Gina's problem is what's going on up here. She's in her own fence yard, you know? You know how like little lambs, you put them in the yard and it only has to be a 6-inch high fence because the lamb, yeah, she's in her, she's in her own lamb, right? Anyway, 6-inch she won't jump, right? That's Gina's problem. It's in here. It's not anything out here. And the dum-dum part, that's a plus for some men. It is. Everybody likes their own thing. Some people like dum-dum. Some people don't. You know? Poor little dum-dum. Again, I do not know if she's actually dum-dum. I'm just saying based upon information and belief. Based off of this live, all I can say is, poor little dum-dum.
Yeah.
I feel like if he never sued them,
One more for the game.
this probably would never happen. Very bored when I go to these other parties.
Okay, so this is Gina. I told you, Gina is beautiful.
She is. I gotta give it to her.
Look.
She built. You know what? I love women too much. She beautiful. Tisha Tell's beautiful. Hell, hey, I be going when I answer the comments and I see it's a beautiful lady. I go right to their page and blow up the thing. Yeah, and look, I said, God, she is beautiful. I love women, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, I call y'all back. Man. I got a cold, man. But anyway, she is beautiful. You can't deny that. But there's a lot of women that don't think they beautiful that's fine as I don't know what.
Let's keep
She
going.
gonna leave the country.
Yeah, let's keep going.
I mean,
She all right.
he never did anything dangerous to me. I'm not.
Poor little dumb
You're
one.
not scared?
Like they wish they was in my spot. Like
Oh, wait, hold on. Where are we at? No. I want to get to Young Miami's part. So this is Young Miami. Hold on.
I don't understand who Gina is fighting with, and maybe I'm missing something.
Gina's fighting with herself. Gina is in a war for her soul. She is both the devil and the angel. Gina is fighting with herself. Anyway, listen to this.
I'm just living.
Okay, just living life.
Yeah,
Experiences.
just having fun.
Do you have a list of things you look for?
First of all, he got to have a coin. Thank you. A provider. I need someone that's, God-fearing, that's religion, that believe in God. Someone that leads. Any man that leads.
Oh, is it that? Marie Goddess Great said Alex is in his second season on Guy Ritchie's Mobland, Paramount Plus with Pierce Brosnan. Ooh, Helen Mirren, and has been in TV shows, movies, and a model of magazines and runways. Holds charities for kids. He does hold charities for kids. Yeah, listen, Alex is very, very accomplished. Again, only in the land of Diddy land that people think that Cassie, Alex is more than accomplished. They like to act like he's a bum, but he's more than accomplished. But honestly, even if Alex was working at McDonald's, it's still better than being at one of Diddy's parties, and there's no shame in working at McDonald's. My whole point is the way people act like Cassie was so dumb to walk away from a billionaire that was beating her up and literally she might not even be alive right now if she was with that man and got with Alex. It was somehow a downgrade. Don't y'all be not y'all, but the people they be letting these Instagram posts fool them too much. Anyway, listen to Young Miami. Hold on.
Is the minimum net worth that he has to have?
I want a man that at least got $100 million.
Okay, yeah, we just crossed off a lot of people off that list. There's a lot of contenders that just walked the other way. Your DMs will now be flooded with 10 people, I think.
That's good.
That's good.
Narrow them down, God. Thank you.
Damn.
So Young Miami said she wants a man that is worth at least $100,000. So then I guess people on Instagram are dragging her, and Young Miami said, "I'm trying to figure out how did I insult so many people by stating that I wanted a man, what I wanted in a man? Why y'all so mad? B, I believe I can fly. What the F? I'm so confused. A lot of y'all feel hit. I wasn't even talking to y'all." Now, hear me out, right? This is an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Love don't have a price tag on it. That's it. Love don't have nothing to do with money. Unless you love money. Now we talking. I call you back. I call you back.
A lot of y'all feel
that's crazy.
Hit. I wasn't even talking to y'all. Now,
talking to the balance.
Right? This is an unpopular opinion. I don't understand whenever, listen, if Young Miami want a man worth $100,000, okay. I do believe you can get whoever you want. And if a woman has goals or ambition, okay, pull them. I also don't understand why, and let me know in the comments, man, I'm wrong. Why was Young Miami so wrong for saying, she's famous. She got her own coin. She said, what was wrong with her saying, I want somebody with assets? And there are a lot of people that are millionaires. But even then, how come I don't understand why that was so offensive. I said, okay, now, the one thing I did notice is why, through all this ish, when somebody says, no, he did ask money-wise, right? Because she was like, I want somebody to believe in God. Okay, but maybe that's something she worked out with therapy. But why can't Young Miami want a man with 100,000? Again, can y'all explain to me in the comments, right? Even 100 million. Why not? Let her. As long as listen, reach for the moons. I don't when a woman or man says, that's like if a man's like, yeah, I want a girl that looks like Naomi Campbell. All right, go get her. But why did that offend? Why, or who was talking to her? Was it the women or the men? I think it was the men, but that's another thing. Why are you letting people on Twitter tell you what you can have? She said she wants a man worth at least 100 million. She's on a show. I think she's trying to find another taker. But then again, the way she said can't stop, won't stop. I think that she's still wrapped up with Diddy. Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe she's saying that she needs a man for 100 million in order to leave Diddy. I don't know. Somebody said, do the men that have money, are they looking for Young Miami? Maybe. I don't know.
No.
Affectionate cornflowers. Oh, sorry. Aqua Girl said that part. Okay, maybe. Mitter Sangeeta said, we all have dreams. And then Carmen Alicia Baker said, people get mad at others who have higher standards than they do. Yeah, that's the thing I don't understand. If you are looking for that, all right, good luck. Exactly. her saying that she wants a man, like, how does that affect anybody else? Again, we're women. I don't know. This seems like the men were mad at her. Like, how do you get mad at someone saying, that's like a guy being like, I'm not going to date someone that doesn't look like Naomi Campbell. All right, well, good luck. But you're going to argue, no, you need to take a girl that looked like me. Girl, what? Bye, right? Mercedes said, only the Dusties and Pygmies are mad about. Exactly. To me, this is the most sane thing this woman said in 2 years. This is the most sane thing she said in 2 years. Okay, right? Again, it's the most. Listen, it's the most. It is the most. Anyway, listen. How long? 1 second. I've been saying that I'm going to go eat for like the last. Oh my God, I've been alive for 2 hours. I guess the rumors are right. I am very long-winded. Anyway, you guys, listen, let me get out of here. I got to get to dinner. I will talk to y'all later. Bye. I gotta go.
Gotta go.
Okay.